Dann kümmern wir uns mal um die Sidequests. Dann haben wir erstmal das in der RLF Store. Hello there, Chief. Well, what do we have here, ladies and her classmates? Thank you for coming to speak with me. So that must mean that you're Chief Toran at your service, and I'm part of the Rainford Group's 4th Development Division. The 4th Development Division. They're one of the group's major divisions specialized in open communications and battle armaments. I think they even supervise the development of the Orbal staff. Oh, really? Then that means the reports that are right? Ah, so yeah, that are you? I appreciate you always sending us such detailed reports. You're definitely one of our most helpful testers. I'm happy to hear that. Neben Theo und wahrscheinlich Emma. So, all the communications and battle armaments. Aber, also Theo reportet glaube ich auch eigentlich direkt zu Epstein, aber ja. Just do things some argues up perfectly. Smart kid. The Argus armaments of yours are one of our most important research and development projects right now. Now that you know we are focused on the Argus, do you think you could help us out with a little investigation? What are you saying? Sure. That could be interesting. I would. Thanks a lot. What is it you'd like us to help you with then? Well, as I wrote in the request I sent you, I would like you to conduct an investigation on Arcanus Seeker's attack. I imagine you've all been making use of the wireless communications capabilities of your Arcus ornaments. I assume that you're aware of the fact that they use Orbal waves to make that possible. So I direct you to research for places where those Orbal waves are weak. Their Orbal waves are weak, huh? Well, the highways are the first place that come to mind. So we're looking outside the city? No, I want you to conduct your investigation inside the city, where those Orbal waves are not always the most stable thing in the world. You may generally get a stronger signal inside town, but the strength still varies depending on where you are. Well, I mentioned it there, and there are some places where it's tough to get a call to go through. Hust, hust, da wo ich wohne, hust, hust. Also, wo ich Ende des Jahres, letzten Jahres hingezogen bin. And how are you going to find them? Oh, well, I probably should have started by giving you this. This is an Orbal wave detector. An Orbal wave detector? That's right. It does just what you'd think. Detects and provides information on the Orbal waves. You use it. If you find an area where you think the signal will be reduced, try switching this on. Why don't you give it a try? Okay then. Switch the Orbal wave detector. Now measuring analysis complete, Orbal wave intensity level 3. Huh. Something came up. It said the signal strength in this area is 3, didn't it? You're right. The number appears tells you how strong the Orbal wave signal is in the area. It's on a scale of 1 to 3, with 3 being the highest. In other words, the signal strength here in the store is excellent, and a cordial mate would be crystal clear. What I want you to search for, though, are areas where the Orbal wave detector displays a result of 1. Well, similar enough. I don't understand what it is that you're asking us to do, but what sort of thing would be written area signal? Well, there are two main causes. The first cause is the waves being physically obstructed, like by walls or ceilings, stuff like that. The second is interference from other kinds of Orbal waves. What other kinds are there? Some of the devices other than the Arcus use Orbal waves, think radios and other communication devices. Some ornaments give off Orbal waves too, but really just a negligible amount. Sometimes when you get multiple kinds of waves in an area, they interfere with one another, meaning neither works properly. It's not my first time hearing about it either, sounds like it could be a real problem. Literally kann auch genau dasselbe mit WLAN und so passieren. Vor allem, wenn man halt auf dem 2,4 GHz Band halt das WLAN nutzt, kommt man auch sich auch in die Quere mit so einem Teil halt auch noch Bluetooth. Obwohl, ich glaube auch sogar neuere Bluetooth-Standard auch, glaube ich, das 5 GHz Band nutzen, was halt Standard zurzeit ist bei WLAN. Aber mittlerweile mit WLAN 7 rollt ja jetzt auch 6 GHz aus. Das Problem ist aber auch, mit je höher die Frequenz gehst, desto weniger die Reichweite. Desto mehr Datenmengen kannst du aber halt gleichzeitig halt durchballern. Also desto schneller ist es trotzdem. Naja, es gibt halt auch dann halt eben das Problem, wenn man halt bei sich selber dann zu viele Bluetooth-Geräte hat. Und, oder wenn man halt in Häusern lebt, wo man halt in so Blockhäusern, wo halt viele verschiedene Familien drin wohnen. Wenn die alle ihre Bluetooth-Geräte haben und alle ihr WLAN und halt zum Beispiel bei ihr Handys halt auch zum Beispiel mal Bluetooth und WLAN halt mal anhaben und halt deswegen auch die Handys darauf da rumfunken, kann es sein, dass WLAN dadurch wirklich dann langsamer ist. Komplett für alle. Passiert in letzter Zeit nicht so oft, denn es gibt auch immer wieder viele Technologien und Algorithmen und sowas, die halt dann eben versuchen halt auch das zu reduzieren, weil nicht alles, was auf 2,4 GHz halt auch sendet auch auf denselben Bändern. Es gibt in diesen 2,4 GHz auch nochmal abgeteilte Segmente, was unterschiedliche Bänder sind, auf denen sich dann priorisiert dann Geräte dann nur auf diesen Bändern überbewegen und solchen Späßchen. Es ist ein großes Rabbit Hole, wo man reingehen kann. Aber ja, da das halt so meine Fachrichtung halt ist es dementsprechend, ja. Kenne ich mich da wenigstens ein bisschen mehr aus. This only is, it's probably the biggest drawback to wireless communications technology. That said, our arrays are pretty strong outdoors, so you generally don't have to worry about it unless you're inside. As you will narrow down our investigation if you stay indoors. In general, yes, you may find a few areas of weak signal strength outside, but they are much more common indoors. For the purpose of our research, we will need you to find at least 3 different problem areas. Man kriegt Bonuspunkte, wenn man 5 findet. If you can find more than that, we'd be thrilled, but that's up to you and how much time you have. Well, I think that's pretty much it. Any further question? No, I think that's everything we need to get started. Thank you for breaking everything down for us. You get started right away, Chief. Thanks, goods. Can be used by selecting the camp's menu item list. You find an error that seems likely it may have. Ja, wir müssen es halt aus dem Inventar als Item nutzen, aber gut. So. Ich habe leider keinen Hotkey dafür, ne? Items. Event. It looks like this area only has a signal strength of 1. And if that's due to all the different orbments here, then they must all be giving off their own waves. Probably. So. 1. Oh. Der Rest ist alles auf der 2. Etage. Und ja, ich renne irgendwie immer genau in die entgegengesetzte Richtung von dem, wie die Rolltreppen fahren. So, weiter. Yeah, it's displaying a signal strength of 1. Waiting for features so sturdy, always can't get through. Possibly, there's no antenna here either. Rope. Level 1. That's weird. You wouldn't figure a weak signal would be a problem outdoors. Yeah, I guess something must be obstructing the orbital waves anyway. I'm glad we found this area. It seems like it would have been easy to miss. Items. This area is a one, huh? Perhaps it's because of the way it's built. The actual bar is pretty far into the building. Yeah, possibly. There's also radio playing in here, which might interfere with things too. Könnte theoretisch auch am Purpose sein, weil das könnte dann trotzdem ein guter Treffpunkt sein, um sicher zu gehen, dass man vielleicht nicht von Stuff abgehört. Oder es eher unwahrscheinlicher ist, von Stuff abgehört zu werden, weil halt das einfach so scheiße ist. Ach, Institute of Technology. Nicht die Headquarters. Die Institute of Technology ist da drüben. So, this is the World Institute of Technology. We have a question someone here. It's a famous university and research institute. Lots of the country brightest technicians studied here. A lot of them get scoped up by the Rainford Company after graduation. They offered George some pretty sweet deals to encourage him to apply after he graduates. Getting us all the way was originally being researched here too. I think George has mentioned it before. Sounds like they got all kind of cool stuff in development here. What are we waiting for? Let's go in. Alright. Zu gucken, was das andere ist. Okay, und dann ist das. Okay, das ist aber in eine andere Richtung. Wir können die Sidequest dann gleich mal mitnehmen, wenn die eh schon hier sind. Wave Detector. Yikes, the signal is pretty bad here. Is it because the researchers use Orbal rates and experiments? It's hard to say for sure. Alright, found 5 different areas now. I read, considering we were told we could stop at Frey. I can't imagine we find any more though. Maybe we should go back and report all of these. Yep, machen wir gleich. Oh, chatting with those uniforms. You're students, aren't you? They look kind of familiar too. You're students from Force Military Academy. Are you the Radu who sent in a request for us? Yeah, so you're students from Force. Of course. No wonder your uniform looked so familiar. This is the academy George goes to. To be honest, I'm a bit uneasy about leaving this to you, but you look pretty strong, so hopefully it will work out. I figured George would have connections here. Still, I'm gonna go out on a limb and guess that if you're worrying about how we'll be clean up in a fight, must be a dangerous job. Kinda, yeah, let me explain what I'd like you to do. You've heard of Professor Schmidt, right? Also, bisher jetzt noch nicht so viel, aber wir werden ihn noch gut kennenlernen. The name does sound familiar, yeah. Professor G. Schmidt, I believe. He was one of the leading disciples of Professor Epstein, the father of the Orbal Revolution. Ja, der zweite Disciple, den wir kennenlernen werden, neben Russell. He's a really famous scholar in his own right. He followed in Epstein's footsteps, and his work helped popularize ordnance. Indeed, he's generally spoken of as something of a living legend. Professor Epstein also had 2 other famous students, Professor Russell and Professor Hamilton. As a reminder, Hamilton ist der im Calvert rumchillt. Den werden wir vielleicht im Calvert kennenlernen. Obwohl. Ja, vielleicht. Es gibt auch. Es kommt auch später in der Revelry auch Punkte auf, was es auch vielleicht einen zweifeln lassen könnte darauf, dass wir vielleicht Hamilton da. Mehr sage ich auch dazu nicht. Ist mir nur gerade so eingefallen, da war was in der Revelry. Their names tend to crop up together quite often in the Orbal science. Yep, though there's a researcher out there who isn't familiar with those 3 and their work. Besides that though, I remember right, Professor Schmidt also serves as the president of the Royal Institute of Technology. Oh, then say. I wasn't aware of that. I wasn't aware of what he was doing these days. Yep, he's continuing his research here at the Institute. He can be pretty difficult to deal with at the best of times, though. Yeah. Ja. Ja. You will see. Ihr werdet es noch sehen. So it doesn't really do public appearances these days. Gotta say, you seem pretty well informed. Is he an acquaintance of yours, Alyssa? Not such, but he's apparently an old friend of my grandfather's. It's because of the Orbal technology the professor brought back to the Empire that the Rainford Company crews are large. At least, that's what I've been taught. So that's how the Empire's largest company hit the big time, huh? So you're German Irina's daughter, huh? Tech must run in the Rainford blood. You might not know, but the professor's been involved with the development of the Arcus units and the Orbal staffs too. Oh, seriously? I did have a feeling that might be the case. The tech used in the Arcus units seems more advanced than anything I have seen in the standard issue by the Orbmans made by the Father Nation. It sounds like the only person who could make something like that would be this professor then. That's more like a result by the minute. The reason I started with this little history lesson is because this request comes from Professor Schmidt himself. I worked as one of his assistants, so I put in the request on his behalf. Anyway, I feel like I'm talking your ear off, so let's move on to explaining what it is that I would like you to do. Finally. By all means. Okay, then I want you to enter the Saxon iron mine and bring me back a small quantity of a minor metal called linium. What's a minor metal? It's a category of rare metals often used in technological development, but I've never heard of linium. I'm surprised. It's not especially well known, even for a minor metal. However, it's got some exciting potential application in the new airship engine that's currently in development. That would be quite a mechanical coup. Kinda makes me think of the Courageous. Oh, it's actually related to that, as chance would have it. In addition to the Rainford Company, both the Foundation and Center Factory were involved in the development of the Courageous. Our university is participating too, which has gained us access to all sorts of new technology as a result. Right now we are working day and night to see if we can push what's possible with an airship engine. Und sie haben vor 2 Jahren die Airship Engine Samples von der RSA bekommen. Okay, so now we know why you guys want the linium for. Why us? Well, extremely small quantities of linium have been extracted from one of the mine's tunnels, but a few years ago, dangerous monsters started taking up residence right in that very tunnel. In that end, it has been sealed off before we could obtain a large enough sample to run tests on. That story does sound familiar now that I think about it. And if the ore doesn't have any proven applications, it won't be easy to get permission to access that tunnel. That's very standard at present. If the professor were to petition the army, there's a possibility to go and secure the necessary sample, but like I said earlier, he's not the easiest man to deal with. He doesn't want to ask anyone for assistance, not even the army. Sounds like a real pain in the ass. Oh boy, yes. You can say I'm not concerned about the perp monsters in the mine, but if you can make a contribution to the advancement of science, you might even see linium pop up in textbooks someday. Yeah, I think you should help him out. I do know the mine chief, so if you explain why you want to head into the tunnel, I'm sure you will listen. Oh yeah, that would be a huge help. Still, it's an old tunnel, and I doubt it's been retrofitted to the most modern safety standards. Make sure you're really careful when you go in there. Of course, precaution is the best kind of caution. To get to the mine, we need to leave the town through the eastern exit on the lower level and take the mountain path north. Okay, let's get going. Gehen wir erstmal die Quest wieder ab. Finish your investigation, I take it? Yes, we did. We'd like to give you a report. I see, so in all, we found 5 different areas with a signal strength of 1. Looks like they all have low signals for different reasons too. This data will be invaluable in furthering our research. You have done excellent work today, I really owe you. No, not at all. Well, we did walk around town, really. But we are glad to have been of service. By the way, I couldn't help but wondering when we were on our little jaunt. If we were in an area with a signal strength of 1, does that further mean you won't be able to make a call on our Arcus? No, you should still be fine. What's the problem then? Well, the problem is... This has to do with the role of the Orbanet, doesn't it? Got it in one? Guess you'd figured it out. For the less technically inclined? What does that mean? Well, I can't pretend to be an expert on it myself, but what we've done today has taught you that Orbal radios can be unstable by virtue of being wireless, right? Plus the amount of data you can transfer wirelessly is less than you can transfer through a wired connection to begin with. As long as you're just transferring voice data through Orbal waves, low signal strength isn't a huge problem. But if you're transferring more complex data, like the text or picture files on the Orbal computers at the Academy, the low signal strength would pose a problem, correct? So in other words, you're trying to increase the amount of information you can transfer wirelessly. For that Orbanet thing, or whatever you call it. Exactly. The Orbanet has only just started to gain traction here in Erebonia und wird schon stark genutzt in Crossbell. But the Epstein Foundation in particular is making a lot of progress with the research in the field in Crossbell. There's a project on the way to connect Lemon State and Crossbell State with a wireless network. Yep, das sind die kleine Funkantennen, die wir dann in Crossbell später mit der SSS dann ausgenutzt haben. Also das wird in der Timeline später erst noch passieren. Wo wir uns mit Jonah reinhacken, um Mayor McDowells Nachricht über einen Crossbell zu verteilen, dass die Declaration of Independence invalid ist. Also, doch, invalide. Invalid. So we can't exactly sit on our ends here. And that's where this data you've gathered comes in. I'm sure put it to good use. We'd be honored if you did. Anyway, I think I've kept you long enough. It's a reward for a job well done. Madam, good luck with whatever you've got left. I really appreciate what you've done for me today. Ah, it was our pleasure. Keep up the good work. Can you hear me now? Good question. Can I hear you now? Maybe. Und wir wollen um noch einen Carry-Probe zu kriegen, muss man noch mit Joan reden. So, what why couldn't then force students and help me out? This might sound like a strange question, but it's Instructor Makarov doing already these days. Well, I suppose so. He does a lot of for us as instructor. Might I ask why you're asking? Oh, it's just that he's my brother-in-law. My wife his elder sister. Sounds like teaching at force is a good gig. Well, sir, worry about it sometime. I see. Well, it's kind of weird to think about our instructor. Just extra people with lives. Wow, Elliot. Wow. That's good to hear that things are working out for him. He's a smart man. He was top of his class at the Institute of Technology, then went to the Imperial Institute of Science. I've always thought his current position seemed like a bit of a waste of talent, but maybe it's the best place for him after all. Sure is. Ich double check auch nochmal, dass wir Makarov haben. Yep. So. Dann Spiner Road müsste genau andere Seite dann sein. Brrrr.
強そうなのがいる。気をつけないと。やばい相手だ。気合を入れろ。俺の番だな。崩したぞ。隙あり。行こっか。俺の番だな。そらよ。ありがとう。チャージだ。おっしゃ。
私の番だね。
Oh, er wird ihr Feuer sterben. Let's go.
Ja. 危険度低下。
やれやれだね。
よし、やったぞ。
Flaming Tag can now be used. Area burn 50%, faint 50%. The power Dormer slashed. Unbalanced für. 50% unbalanced. Endlich mal eine Unbalanced Skill auf ihm.
そういえばこの道ってリーンの故郷に通じてるんだよね。
ああ、と言っても徒歩だと数日はかかると思うぞ。
Ja, das wurde nach hier
敵集団捕捉。私の番だ。
bringen.
崩れた。もらった。
参る。任せとけって。今だ。隙あり。
あ、任せて。チャンス。もらった。
Ups.
みんな大丈夫？
Die werden wir vielleicht ein paar Mal sehen. Your Materia.
敵集団捕捉。
行くぞ。
状況開始。
二の方。
あ、任せて。
俺の番だな。崩したぞ。隙あり。行くぞ。
あ、任せて。
We scouted. I'm gonna let my Vortex.
任せてちょうだい。
任せとけって。崩したぞ。隙あり。終わりだぜ。
あ、
俺の番。見たか。八王が一頭。
Boah, passt. Dum. Und ein Sea-Jam. Oh,
いい場所だな。
そういえばおじいさまがよくここに釣りに来てたわね。
Natürlich hat er das. Wir fischen mal hier, auch wenn wir hier noch nicht unseren Fisch kriegen, den wir noch brauchen. Wir fischen einfach for the sake of fishing.
Ja, da! 大物だ。それ。よし、ゲットだ。それ。やった、大物だ。
Und zurück.
敵集団捕捉。
Ich habe irgendwie
Joker
Zentrum, werde ich so instant discovered.
2の方。今だ。隙ありだぜ。任せとけって。崩したぞ。隙あり。
行こっか。チャンス。もらった。これで終わり。
参る。
私の番だ。
Scouted.
チャンス。もらった。これで終わり。アリサ、グッジョブ。うまく連携できたわね。
ヒュー、やったぜ。
Chaos Trigger. Confused and Nightmare. Crownbait.
そら。そら。おらよ。そら。
Ich glaube, wir haben irgendwie Sendo oder so.
かかってきなさい。私の番だね。
Wo ich niemanden Sendo gegeben habe.
俺の番だな。
私の番。私の番だ。崩れた。もらった。
行くぞ。俺の番だな。崩したぞ。隙あり。
任せてちょうだい。
So, das ist nicht schon mal mit dem Critical Countdown.
もらった。
行くぞ。俺の番。崩したぞ。隙あり。ヒュー、いい感じじゃね。なあ、この調子で行こう。
強そうね。注意しないと。強敵ね。気をつけて。
Ja, dann halt nicht.
チャンスだ。みんな一気に決めるぞ。任せとけって。俺の番だな。
あ、任せて。崩れた。もらった。
行くぞ。俺の番。
あ、クリア。まだ気は抜けないね。
Ich will gerne mal gucken, jetzt nicht das Ornament dran. Ornament, Force. Counter attacks after waiting. Achso, das heißt nicht, dass er immer halt counter attackt. Schade. Jetzt muss ich Richtung E-Mail gehen. Wie schon angesprochen wurde von den Charakteren. Und wir haben unser kleines Monster, was wir vernichten müssen. Oder zwei kleine Monster, die wir vernichten müssen. Das mal scannen. Wasser.
行こっか。
Du musst einfach mal dazwischen.
任せてちょうだい。
Ah, sehr schön.
アークス、駆動。甘いよ。あ、任せて。
Emi, du kannst auch einfach dein Save draus machen. Obwohl, ne, ich hebe mir auf gewollt, dass ich das Save habe. Schade, es wird nicht spannend.
こいつで小声な。行くぞ。
Ja, wir motivieren ihn nochmal.
あ、任せて。行くよ。シルフィードダンス。一丁上がり。
Ja.
俺の番だな。
Was mache ich da mit dir? Du machst halt, glaube ich, nicht schwer viel Damage. Best one.
任せてちょうだい。アークス、駆動。
行くぞ。燃え盛れ。レッツ。
行こっか。チャンス。もらった。はっ。
Du hast noch ein bisschen mehr Damage.
燃え盛れ。レッツ。
私の番だね。
Ach komm, ja. What?
炎よ我が剣に集え。
Ich habe jetzt noch gar nicht so schlimm wie die Beispiel hat.
私の番だね。チャンスもらった。逃がさないわ。メールトレイン。
Wir haben auch erstaunlich wenig mit Lisa bisher wirklich mit ihren Skills mal gesehen.
行くよ。チャンス。アリサ、よろしく。任せて。せいよ。そこ。
Das war auch ganz geil.
Good job.
Also haben keine Hit
連携
bekommen.
できたわね。
よし掴んだ。
やったね。やったわ。
Und hat er die Gift bekommen? Yes. Area inside unsere region. Geiler Support Skill. So ein geiler Support Skill.
やったね。
Das ist eigentlich so einer der besten Crafts, den du bei Alisa kriegen kannst. Like, not gonna lie. Sie ist halt so eine schöne CP-Battery dadurch. Und Inside? Dafür sollten wir noch markiert werden. Das ist halt so das Ding. Wie wir sollen gehittet werden, so nach dem Motto.
任せて。私の番ね。
Können wir einfach aufs nächste Chat? Erster Klassen. Nicht, dass wir jetzt große random Mob-Fights brauchen, aber für Bosse ist es halt sehr sweet.
私の番だね。
俺の番だな。チャンスだ。隙ありだぜ。
今だわ。もらい。行こっか。チャンス。もらった。
マイル。戦闘終了。先に進もう。
Kurz auf was sagen.
Ja.
Hui.
強敵を発見。手強いぞ。気をつけろ。
Die Viecher merken mich sofort, das ist krass.
行くぞ。 よし、これで大丈夫だ。
So kann man den Fight auch gewinnen. So, dann gehen wir mal. Fragen uns mal.
結構便利かも。
テートでもいずれ導入されそうだ。
Wo ist mal Rockness anwesend? Ach, Eastgate. Genau die andere Seite.
その先はログナー公爵家の敷地ね。
ゼリカの堅物親父か。会いたくねえな。
Excuse me, could I spare us a moment of your time? You're the students of First Military Academy who you asked to exterminate a monster for you. Oh, you're from Class 7, are you? I heard that you'll be handling the monster. I was skeptical that a handful of kids would be up to the task. Well, no skin off my nose, you probably won't handle it as well as we could, but give it your best shot. Of course. The chest rubber stamp organisms from form of very egotistical ass who wants to join up with the Brunch army. I know it seems that way, but oh well, maybe onto something there. Makes it easy to know what you're thinking now. Just don't let it get to you. If there's so many monsters, report directly back to us. If you're somehow still having trouble racking your brain around what to do, suppose I could answer your questions. Dieses Haben ist schon geklärt. Yeah, so we would exterminate a monster on the West Highway, aren't you? Were you? Well then, that's some busy work of our blade. Well then, this reward. Don't use it all in one place. Thank you very much. Well then, you're excused. Sehr schön. Damit hätten wir das. Und damit machen wir dann auch eine kleine kurze Toilettenpause, bevor es Richtung Mittagessen geht.
なんでわざわざ逆走するのよ。ちょっと楽しいかも。
Und das ist der Dialog dafür, dass ich schon wieder falsch rumgerannt bin. Egal. Bis dann.